Hello everyone, Jacquie Edwards here for Live at Lunchtime. Thank you so much for joining me. Bit late today as I was just actually doing some referencing. So yesterday I talked a little bit about mindset and how I was really working on it because sometimes when I feel like I shouldn't have to be working in the business, but having come to the realization that it's okay. I do like to be busy, so it's okay if I have to do stuff every once in a while. And today was a great example of that because had a quick message from my property manager this morning, who we all work from home, kind of flexible hours, but she's having some internet problems, so she's not able to check her email or finish the referencing that we're working on. And we've got tenants moving in today and tomorrow that we need to kind of push through all their referencing for. So I've had to jump in and help out finish off the referencing, which I've been working furiously on up until now. There was just a few things to do, and luckily we've got some great systems in place. So even though she wasn't available, and I was able to just pop on to one of our systems called Process Street, and I could see exactly where we were at with the referencing for the tenants. So we've got a checklist basically that walks through each step of what we need to do with the referencing, and they get ticked off when they're completed. So my property manager has access. She's done most of the referencing, but I was able to just log in, look at each tenant and where they were at, and see what needed to be done. So couple of the tenants were pretty much done. We were just waiting on pay slips and bank statements and ID. So I was able to check those off for her, check that her payment was made, and send her the code to the key safe. And then the other tenants, I could see from the system that we still needed to send them the AST contract and the payment details for the first month's rent. So I was able to quickly send that to them and know exactly where we're at in the referencing process. I updated that, and I updated our CRM system, Podio. Well, I didn't have to update anything there. I basically just looked on there for kind of all of their monthly rental amounts, which I needed to put into the AST. And we send our ASTs electronically as well, so everything's all sorted and done. We should be ready. One of the tenants will move in this afternoon. The others will move in tomorrow. And there was no real stress there other than me having to log in and do everything. So that's one of the really great things about having a good system and a good process in place, especially when you're starting to work with teams and having team members. It makes it a lot easier to outsource everything, and if there are any problems, it makes it a lot easier to know exactly where things are at so that you can step in and help out anytime it's needed. It actually comes at a perfect time because I've just finished a quick course online that has all of our referencing process in there called Referencing Made Simple. So I've included a link to that in the kind of title here. So you can check that out on our website. There's kind of a special offer, £47 right now. You get our full referencing checklist. So the checklist I was just talking about that I go through that kind of walks step by step everything we need for referencing. And it also contains a walkthrough of all of our processes around the referencing process. So it's not just the referencing, it's, how we get up to, sorry, a little bit of an internet blip. So it's everything around the referencing process, from how the tenant pays their admin fee, to how we get notified, to how we do the checklist, how we get the contract signed, pretty much everything around the tenant process, getting them ready to move in. So it's got all of the systems that we have, including links to all of the programs and our exact checklist that we use that you can download and get started with right away. So follow the link and see if that's something of interest to you. I know that the process absolutely saved us today, because otherwise we would have had some upset tenants that wouldn't be able to move in just because my property manager doesn't have any internet access. But because I was able to step in, follow the process, get everybody all sorted, everything's happy and ready to go. So thank you very much for joining me for Live at Lunchtime today. We'll have one more tomorrow. Tomorrow's finally Friday. I'm really looking forward to the weekend, especially if the weather stays this nice. So I will see you again tomorrow.